The Unrelating podcasts are meant to be for education and entertainment. They don't constitute a service or advice. For personal struggles, please reach out to a medical or mental health professional.
Hey, Michelle.
Hey, I've got the giggles already. This is going to be wild.
Is it too early for a glass of wine?
You know, it's funny you say that because my kiddos, they pick up the most random habits, but they've started drinking their water out of wine glasses.
That doesn't concern you in any way?
Not really. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't think they have connected what that even means. But
okay.
But it's just funny because and of course, as kids, they use one each time. It's not like they.
Yeah.
As much as you ask them, like, use the same cup throughout the day, they grab a new one. So my house is littered with like half empty wine glasses. And they like to eat ice out of wine glasses. So like, yeah, if you came to my house now, you'd think we have some problems or that we're just very festive and celebratory and drink a lot of wine, which is fine too.
Are they sipping their water out of the wine glass like a fine wine?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
But
they're chugging their water.
You know, I'm trying to get through at least one podcast without mentioning cats. It seems very difficult for me. I don't know why. But I only bring it up because, you know, with all these wine glasses half full of water all over the house, it's like an obstacle course, which my cats gladly fail at. And then they knock it over. Mm-hmm. And we've had so much more spillage since this wine glass thing started.
Yeah.
I can only imagine, like, if you're a winery or something and you've got a bunch of drunk or, inebriated people, you probably get a lot of spills.
That's a major hazard, I'm thinking, like a tipping hazard.
Yeah. They tip all the time.
Any breakage?
Yes. It's just so silly. Like, what possessed them? I don't know.
It's a good segue because today we're going to speak to a winemaker who actually is going to talk to us about starting her business, her and her husband, and how they've been able to co-manage and cohabitate at the same time on a small wine farm in Canada.
Yeah, I'm excited for our guest because on the face, it's a unique situation where you're working with your spouse and all the different ways you have to navigate the perils of that, I would say.
Yeah.
But then it's also kind of universal in the fact that, you know, if you and your spouse are both stressed about something, if you have to have conversations about co-managing a household or co-parenting or any part of your life where you have to work together, there's a lot of overlap there. And so I think there will be a lot of universal kind of themes, is my guess.
Hi, I'm Kelly.
And I'm Michelle.
Welcome to Unrelating with Kel and Michelle.
I've been a licensed marriage and family therapist for over 2 decades.
And I'm the show producer and co-host.
Together, we'll explore how we engage in relationships,
why we do what we do,
and what causes people to unrelate.
Joining us today is Maddison Violet. She's a winemaker at Violet Winery and Farm in Summerland, British Columbia. And she reminded me that she's also a farm mom. You got a lot of critters there.
That is correct, yes. Currently in my piglet mom phase.
Welcome to the podcast, Maddison.
Thank you so much for having me. This is great.
Yeah, and there's so much to talk about. I mean, you're a business owner because also I think you own it with your husband. Am I correct?
I do, yes. Yeah. Okay. We both co-own it.
Did you start the winery from scratch together or did you come to it a different way?
We were together first. Although 2021 was like such a defining year for us because we bought our first property. We actually decided to get married that same year. And then we also started the business at the same time. So was like, we're just like, let's do it all at once. And then we can go from there.
Yeah, all in the context of the world, all the things happening in the world. That's crazy.
Exactly, right? It's so we started the winery from the ground up. It was kind of actually due to the pandemic. We weren't able to travel anymore. That's what I used to do before, was travel around to different wineries. So that kind of put a wrench in the plans. And then we just got a little too creative one day and we're like, let's do it. Why not?
How does one start a winery? That's everything. Everyone has this fantasy about
one
that.
grape. Just takes one grape.
Big hopes, big dreams. How you spell winery is actually just dollar signs.
I love that.
So Laurent's my husband. He actually has a lot of cool wine history behind him. He's actually grown up in a winery, like physically on site, like driving his dirt bike down the vineyard rows at like 8 years old,
Wow.
helping out on the bottling line at 12, things like that. Because his family goes back to 1866. In terms of winemaking. And they did everything from cognac, spirits, rums, vodkas. They were like one of the liquor families. And that was over in Europe. And then his grandparents came over here, started up a winery. And that was actually my first winery job. So I know you guys are in LA. Does anyone want like a good like Love in the Vine storyline, true story?
Yes. Yes.
I got a good
We're also
pitch.
a podcast about relationships, so this is very important.
Yeah, right. And then from there, we kind of just started working together. We were actually we did not get along actually in our first like beginning years. We were like friends, then we had to work together, and we were like, no, absolutely not. We were like fire and ice. We were so polar opposite. We would rather sit in a room and argue, and there's like a wine tank overflowing in the background about like who's right, who's wrong, like what the best method is. And we kind of had to suck it up for a little bit. And then turns out we actually complement each other really well.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, we just started collabing more on stuff and working together. And it kept going. And then we were like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it ourselves. So he's the last generation of his wine family. And that I think was a really big thing for him because he's going to be a 7th generation winemaker.
Wow.
So he's like, I want to keep doing this. He's tried to get away from wine for most of his life because he grew up in it, but sometimes it's your calling and you keep going back to it. So we're here to revive the legacy back together again.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
You don't think of Canada as being a big wine area, I guess. You think of Napa and you think of, France, but what's the history of wine in Canada?
So Canada's definitely, I would say, a younger wine region for sure. I mean, we're just even a young country to begin with, right? Some people refer to us as Napa of the North. We are just like we're Hollywood of the North too, right? We are definitely on a more northern growing climate for grapes. So we can't get those like big juicy Cab Sauv that you like find in Napa Valley. A little bit closer because we do. So we live just outside of the actually only desert in Canada. So if you're in the desert, you definitely have better temperatures to be growing like these cool, big, juicy, jammy reds. But we're not quite there. We do get a lot of lake influence as well, but it's definitely shaping in to become like a really cool wine region for sure. So we live in the Okanagan Valley, which would be the main wine region in British Columbia. It's basically British Columbia and then Ontario. Nova Scotia as well has a little wine region as well. So we're like in the heart of wine country. We're mountainous. We have lots of like clay, alluvial soils. We're right along the lake, so we get lots of lake influence as well. There's a little under 300 wineries here, which is probably like a single road in Napa Valley. So we're not as big.
It's like a lot to
we are
me,
getting there, though.
Yeah.
We're getting there for sure.
I was just thinking what Maddison said about the legacy and how, obviously your husband has a lot of street cred and legitimacy and science and knows his stuff. He's not like some Johnny come lately to the wine world. But I was just thinking about the psychological impact of, deciding to continue that legacy versus trying to forge his own path. And I wonder if that's been a conversation for you guys or a struggle at all.
Conversation. Yes. I'm even talking with all of our family is back in Europe and it's just the two of us on this side, plus my family that are here. So a lot of them stressed, like, don't put too much pressure on yourself for that. Like, don't follow exactly in their steps. Do forge your own pathway. I think we actually did a good job of it. It's more, we're not trying to copy what they were doing, but we're just trying to continue the winemaking under the family name.
People romanticize growing wine, right? I love wine. And anytime I go to a winery, I'm like in my happy place. So I can only imagine, but there's a different side to it. It's like owning a restaurant, right? You think it's going to be really, really fun and cool, but there's a lot of hard work, I'm sure, that goes on behind the scenes, right?
There is, for sure. Winemaking definitely is romanticized. Unfortunately, I'm not frolicking in the vineyard as much as I would love to be on these like beautiful sunny days and like singing songs to my vines. It's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of like regulatory bodies. It's a lot of management. Emails, like it's more computer work than I would like to admit, which is unfortunate. But then you do get those times where you get to interact with like the customers and working with other farmers as well. And like you kind of get back into like I crave the days that I can go out in the vineyard and touch the dirt. Like it's nice to have that. So that's kind of the cool part though, is it encompasses so much. So there's so much behind it. It's every day is different. There's not a regular day except like unfortunately emails. You can never escape the emails.
Yeah.
I think too, being a farmer, there's some farmers in my husband's side of the family. Well, they are. There's a legacy there. But you're kind of at the will of the environment and the weather and the climate, and that seems like it would be stressful.
Yes, because you cannot control her. You can try, but it never works that way. I like to think we take more of a gentle approach to it. We're just willing to work with her. So it's
I like that.
If the weather is coming a certain way and stuff, we just do the best that we can. But I think that's what a lot of people forget about winemaking. Because again, like you go to these big, beautiful wineries, you're all dressed up, you got your girlfriends, like it's lunch, it's cheese and food, like it's this whole beautiful thing. But it is actually farming at the end of the day. And that's what we kind of designed our winery model on, was bringing people back down to that farm aspect. So like we have chickens that run around, there's goats on the driveway. It's like the vineyard's there, you can walk through it and stuff. Like there's always a tractor that's going on. Like we wanted to really embrace that farming side, because I think it's a little easy to get caught up in that like beautiful, big, bougie corporate winery lifestyle. Yeah. And it is actually about farming.
I think people, especially people coming from the city, they want that experience. I mean, I know I do. When you go to a winery and to see the animals and to see the actual process, that's really, really cool.
Yeah, and like our vineyard backs right onto our winery. So if you're like having a glass of wine, you can see the tractor working. You can see people, I don't know, doing whatever they need to do in the vineyard that day. So we're very transparent in what we do, and we're very open about it. There's even some days, like on slow days, I know that they're going to be slow. I like literally hang a sign outside the winery that's like, hey, I'm going to be in the vineyard, shoot me a text if you come by. I can usually see when they pull in, but it's like sometimes I'm dressed up, sometimes I'm in my farm clothes. That's just the way it works. We're a small business, we're a husband-wife team, we're farming, we're trying to grow these beautiful grapes, to ferment them, put them in a bottle for you to come enjoy. I want people to be more aware of that.
Yeah, and the community of that and the connection.
Yeah.
And I defy anyone not to have endorphins if they see a piglet. I mean,
exactly. Yeah.
So there's a mental health benefit.
There definitely is.
To that nature too.
Piglet yoga for a while, and it was just so heartwarming.
You were teaching it, or you were providing the pigs?
I wasn't teaching it. I was just providing the pigs.
Oh, I've seen that with goats who climb on your back.
Pure joy.
Yeah, I know. Goats go to the bathroom too much for me. So, and they crawl all over you. Whereas like the piglets will just sit there and eat grass, get like little grunts in. It's a little bit more, you get more yoga in with the piglets. Whereas the goats are very adventurous.
I want to go back though, because something you said is fascinating to me, that you and your husband, when you first started, were kind of fiery together. Yeah. And then at some point you realized you're actually complementing each other's personalities. Yeah. So that's an interesting shift to me. What do you think stopped you guys from like the more fiery energy? I
think we still have the fire energy. Like, I don't think there's a day go by that we don't argue about something. We're just very strong-headed people. And we're very passionate at the same time. It kind of really got to the point where the winery we're working at, like we couldn't even be in the same room. Like all the employees knew, like it was so dramatic at one point that we're like, okay, why are we like this? Like what is going on here that's causing us to be like this? And then I don't think he'll ever admit it, but he needed me for something. There was something that he needed that only I could do. And it was like, okay. and I agreed to help him and not fight. And then that kind of, we like put like our guards down, I guess. We're like, oh, okay. Why was it up? I don't know. But now we just channel that same energy for the right reasons.
Right.
I think every guy, by the way, will admit that they need something, they need help. They just don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it, I guess you should say,
Must have
right?
been dire, yeah.
Yeah.
You said you argue every day, which, you know, when you're a couple, that happens, and especially if you're working together. How do you navigate disagreeing? Because you're not going to agree on every decision for yourselves as a couple, and add the fact that you're running a business together.
Yes. I think it kind of comes down to knowing when it's actually about work and when it's not, kind of creating that division for sure. I would say we argue more about work than we do like in our personal life and our relationship. But we try and stay in our own lanes. So the winery's only been open for 4 years. We have been building it for about 6 years. So it's kind of figuring out where we excel, what lane we're supposed to be in. So we're really good at dividing our roles. And it doesn't matter if I do something and I mess it up in that role. That doesn't matter though, because that's what I'm responsible for. And you got to try some things. Maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. Just like on his side too, we have very defined roles, and we excel in those parts. So it's a matter of respecting that. We definitely don't do the I told you so or whatever. We just kind of skip all that part. It's like, hey, it worked, cool. It didn't work, all right. What are we doing to fix it? Like, what's the next step then? What's the next thing to try so it does work? A lot of communication as well too. Yeah, a lot of communication. So much communication. Sometimes it's exhausting, but that's how it works though.
There's going to be days you're going to be sick of each other.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Exactly. And I think that's normal too. Like when people say that, like they don't fight, they don't argue. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I don't know. I
worry about that.
Either.
But not the fighting, but the discussions.
The discussions. It's and like it's not like there's no name calling, there's no raised voices and stuff. It's just a matter of opinions going against, and we are very strong-headed people, and we both know that as well. So it's just kind of, sometimes you also just have to walk away and accept it. We can't change everything, right? So it's like, well, you want to do that, no problem. I think we shouldn't for this reason, but at the end of the day, why not? You know, it's not harming us, right? So we can sit here and bicker for hours, or we can just do it, get it over with, see if it works, and then move on.
No pun intended, but one could argue that arguing is actually good in many ways, right? Because it's communication, number one, but also you grow from that experience.
A lot of creativity comes from arguing. A lot of those light bulb aha moments come from arguing. Sometimes it's just one of us doesn't know how to explain it properly to the other person. That's something actually that we've noticed the most. We will be talking about the same thing and we want the same thing, but for some reason, the way either one of us describes it does not communicate that way. So that's something that we've noticed. And there's been a few times where we're like, are we saying the same thing right now? And it's like, oh my God, we are. We've just been arguing about it for no reason when we're actually both like on the same page. I actually do like arguing. I think it also fosters creativity. It gets your brain going, like why is this the better way? Is it just because I think so, or do I actually have valid reasons for it? Right? Like it kind of, sometimes it puts you in your place, you're like, actually, I had no reason behind that. I was just arguing. It's just because I thought I was right. That's it. Right. So it's the critical thinking aspect of it.
Yeah, some people may be thrown off by the word argue and have a negative connotation, but I think what we're talking about is just disagreeing.
Right.
And when you should have a partner in your life that you can disagree respectfully with and have those conversations without it devolving into something more.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I just want to point out to you, Maddison, I met my wife through work as well. Although we weren't working directly together, we met at work. So I can certainly relate to that. You're in proximity, which oftentimes is a big reason why people get together. But how did you know, like you mentioned at first you guys were butting heads, but like what was that moment where you're like, I could actually love this person?
You know what? To be totally honest, I actually did not think that we were going to actually go this far in our relationship. There was a moment, I remember talking to my grandfather about it. We need each other. I don't know for how long. I don't know what that's going to mean, but I had this feeling that he needed me and I needed him for whatever. And we had like no winery at that point or anything. There was no, I didn't know why, but we needed to cross paths. And then we started to then become like friends, then became much better friends. And then we crossed that line of friends. And then it actually, I think it turned out that now we're just meant to be together. So there is definitely, and I think that's where that energy came from before, where we were so hostile toward each other, is because maybe we were too guarded, like we weren't open to it, like we were both in such different places that like we didn't want a relationship or anything. So like, but that energy was meant to cross and we were meant to be together.
The way you describe how you communicate with each other is very lovely. And I wonder if part of that is it just has to be very stressful at times. And I'm curious how well you know each other's stress responses, and whether or not you've explicitly talked to each other about, you know, when I'm stressed, this would look supportive to me and vice versa.
Yes, absolutely. So we spend a ridiculous amount of time with each other. Maybe at most we're like 4 or 5 hours apart in a day. Because so the winery is on our property. So we live here, we work here. We have 11 acres. We're doing everything. We're very homebodies as well too. So we are just constantly surrounded by each other. We know each other's little ticks, little this. I can tell if he's hangry or vice versa. He can tell when I'm frustrated about something. We do talk about it a lot. There's been a lot of personal growth that's been going on in the last few years as well, just to be better understanding. And it's not ever something personal. Like if I'm frustrated because like my email program's not working well, like he knows that's, even if I might be, like we're not lashing out at him, but like my frustration, like I'll be maybe short with him. He knows it's not because he's done something. It's just that I'm just in a difficult task right now, and give it a few hours. Maybe it gets better. We'll talk about it at the end of the day or something like that. Or sometimes it's halfway through the day and it's like, I have to talk about this. This is bugging me, or something has made me sad, or we're very in tune in that sense. He's actually, I think he's more in tune than I am. He knows right away. Even if I don't say anything, like he knows when my mood is off or my feelings are off, which sometimes actually makes it worse because he is so in tune. So then he's like, let's talk about this right now. I'm like, I have not even processed yet. I'm not, like, I need a little bit more time. And he's like, but we could do it right now. You'll feel better. I'm like, no, I'm not there yet.
Not ready.
Yeah. Yeah, which is good to have, though. It is good to have.
No, it's an important lesson to highlight, because I think you're more successful at it than some other folks, because it's being able to pick up on your partner's stress cues, but also like if you don't know how to support your partner when they're stressed, it's an important conversation to have, right? Because I think what happens to a lot of people is they don't know what to do, and then they start to make assumptions and try different things, and that either backfires or it makes them feel bad, and then all of a sudden it's worse for some reason.
Absolutely. We are very big on not assuming, please.
Right.
Just like, don't try, but like kind of like, it's okay. Like just keep everything the exact same way it is, and we will just reapproach this in a few hours. Sometimes things go on for like a week, and like that's okay. It's just, we live in such like a heavy regulated business, so it is very stressful, and sometimes of the year it's more stressful than not. And now that we have like a few years under us, we kind of know when we're going to be in high stress times and when we're not. We kind of just write it out. Yeah, there's really not much you can do. Just write it out. Good food, good support, lots of communication, lots of like hugs at the end of the day, lots of verbal appreciation. We always thank each other at the end of the day for this or that. Or if I've gone, like we became a supplier for Walmart Canada. That took years off my life going through that process of like getting used to their system and stuff. And they're such a big corporation. So like it's timelines and deadlines, and they're so rigid and strict and stuff. And it was very stressful, and I've never done something like that before. So it's just always appreciating each other, verbally, like thanking each other. Like, I see what you have done today, and I see that it has made you so tired. Like I can see it's taking life out of you, and just thank you for doing that for us, right? For the family, because it's not it's not just the business, it's also us as well. And we really
Yeah.
want this business, and we also want us too. So it's just a matter of remembering what it is in the first place that we're going for. And it's not forgetting ourselves either.
And I imagine it's a lot like parents who wake up one day and realize, oh, 95% of our conversations are about our kids. It's
Yeah.
like, it's very hard not to have work take over when it's a 24-hour job that you're doing together.
Yeah, the separation we've not yet done. We try, like we really try. We're like, we're going to go for dinner and we're not going to talk about work. But inspiration
Hard.
hits us everywhere. Like it's,
Yeah.
I don't know, it could be like a cool new sangria recipe. We're like, oh, we should do that at the winery. It's hard. We'll make it like 20 minutes. And then we're like, so I have an idea.
Which is fine as long as both of you are feeling connected to each other, on different levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you brought up a good point, Maddison. Are you two able to get away ever from work and go somewhere like on a mini vacation or something just to kind of like decompress?
We did do a staycation once. We actually did a real vacation recently. We actually left the country and found a hot tropical country to be in. So that was fantastic. That was really nice. There was only a little bit of work going on there. We are like such big homebodies. This is just our safe place. We just love it so much. And we also know too, like nothing, what do they say? Rome wasn't built in a day. Like we know we're in it for the long haul. We're not an online digital business. We do have a storefront, but like we're very seasonal. A winery is a very slow growth process. Like it's just to have grapes your 3 to 4 years. You want to age the wine. We have wine from 2024 sitting in barrels still. Like it's such a slow process. So we know we're not in a rush to get anywhere. And it's the beginning of the business as well too. We're not foolish to that. We're not going to get rich in 2 years and we can hire out staff and forget about everything. We know that we're here at least probably for a good 10 years of like hardcore work. And every year we can get one more employee. That's fantastic. We know it's in a slow growth. So I think it's kind of accepting your reality at the same time too. So we're okay with not going on like little mini vacations and stuff because we want to get this. We're dialed into this. It's a passion project.
But to have those realistic expectations, you're in an age where a lot of people are just so beholden to hustle culture. And like by this time in my life, I should have had this, and I need to keep working for this, and I need this to happen quickly. And it's so exhausting.
It is exhausting. And as much as like we're work orientated, we also we spoil ourselves so much. Like not at any point do we ever like, do we not? No. We definitely spoil ourselves a lot in food, in wine. We always love when our friends visit us. Never expect us to come to your house, but you're always welcome here. We'll just do my emails while we're like, whatever, it's, we definitely, actually, I guess indulge would be a good word. So we indulge arguably on the daily. And I think that also helps instead of working really hard with this like 24/7 hustle culture and then being able to take freedom later, we balance it. It's like that work and play, right? So we go a little hard on the play sometimes, and that's okay. It's fun.
Yeah, it's important. It's like putting off enjoying your life until you retire. It's such a
that part's not fun.
Mindset.
Yeah. And we're getting better at it too. It's like before we were open 7 days a week, and it was just like late nights, early mornings, like just anytime someone needed wine, you can come to us. But that's back in that 24/7 household culture, right? So it's now we're only 4 days a week, and that's it. The rest of the days we'll do by appointment if you really want to come, no problem. But for the most part, we're now setting up proper boundaries. We're not losing ourselves despite working all the time.
I'm really glad you're bringing that up because I think it's a really important point, right, Michelle? Like the stress of not only opening, but managing your own business, especially if you come from a corporate world, you don't really understand just what goes into running your own small business. You need to take those mental health breaks. And I think it's really smart that you guys did that.
We've seen a shift and we're able to be better. We're showing up better. Work is being better. So it's like, okay, this is obviously working out because it's those little bits every day that are adding up.
Yeah, I think that that's helpful. A helpful mindset for a business owner or someone who's on their own is the idea of trying things and seeing if they work or not. Your attitude about why not? Let's see, as long as it doesn't harm us, let's try it.
Right?
And if not, we go back to the drawing board. That flexibility is really important.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. And it's getting because we wanted, let's have more wine club members. Let's have more wines. Like, have more retailers. Like, let's go so big. And it's like, actually, what if we get better aligned first? Better integration. Like, our life and business are always going to be intertwined. So if we're intentional about protecting certain moments in certain time, it gives us more alignment. And then when we do scale and we do become bigger, it will be so much better. Is at least my theory.
I agree. I think too many people skip those steps.
Yeah.
To go straight to the big.
Straight to the big. Yeah. And honestly, bigger is not better. And like I said, we were a Walmart Canada supplier. That's like a huge thing. And it's a lot. It's weird. I would say we're stepping back from it. We've had the opportunity to work with some big corporate, big chains. We do also have had a lot of opportunity to work with like the smaller, medium-sized businesses. And it's like, okay, like it's, I like that small, medium-sized business. It's a little bit more human.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which it will be even more important as, I don't know if we're going to go here, Kelly, but like the AI and the robots and everything that's developing at such a quick pace. I think a lot of people are desperate for human connection.
Absolutely.
No, I agree.
I had a question about just, you're starting out as an adult in your life back then. How close is your current life to what you envisioned for yourself?
Good question.
Ooh, I would say probably the complete opposite. So I've been in the wine industry for 10 years. I knew I wanted to be in something with wine. I didn't think I would get this far. My entire plan was to travel around the world and work for different wineries, just because it was a good way to get travel.
Which you were doing. Yeah.
Which I was doing, until the pandemic came in, kind of ruined it. I don't know if I ever thought that I would ever have had a winery. And then before I even knew that wine was actually like a viable career path, it's not like they teach you that in school, right? They're like, hey, take chemistry, you can make alcohol. I wish they did. Instead, I had to upgrade. I actually wanted to be a lawyer of all things and do that whole corporate lifestyle. And now it's just the complete opposite, which is crazy. Yeah. You just never know. It's been very fluid though. It's been very natural the way it goes, or how my life plan has changed. But you just never know.
But it sounds like you were open to the flow of it, and that's
I think you
the
have
key.
to be. Yeah. You just never know. I've done everything. I've done construction. I've done sales. I was doing my first year carpentry one year just because I was working for a company and they're like, we'll pay for you to go to it. And I'm like, well, you don't say no to free school, right? Yeah. And that only lasted for so long. And then I'm doing something else. I was a blackjack dealer at one point and worked for a casino. There's just so many different things. But I think that's how you actually learn how you want to do what you want to do, is if you do a little bit of everything and then to figure it out. Yeah.
Okay. How do I count cards then based on
There's actually this guy on YouTube. I have been learning I am not strong in math, so it's very tough.
Okay.
You do have to remember a lot. You have to have a good memory.
You have to remember a lot. Yeah. If you're naturally good at math, you'll probably pick it up pretty easy. There's this famous guy on YouTube that teaches you. So I'm just trying to, there's a little scorecard that tells the probability. That's what I'm working on memorizing, is just whatever hand it is, you hit or stay regardless of anything else that's happening because of the probability.
Right.
That's the best advice I got on that
one. The dumb questions I think of.
I'm curious because you're just so thoughtful and articulate about the journey you've had in your relationship with your husband. I don't want you to have to speak for him. He's not here. But what do you think he would say has been the key to some of your successes together?
He would honestly probably say me, and that's not even me hyping myself up. He is.
I think a lot of husbands would say that answer, honestly.
They recognize support. Yeah, it's he's number one cheerleader. It doesn't matter like what idea I come with him or something or like a pivot. Like it's just like, what do you think? And he's like, yes, absolutely. Whatever you say, I know you can do it. It's not a matter of will it work. It's I know you can do it. And if that's what you think the next step is, then let's do it. And it's sometimes I'm like, oh no, I need like a little more discussion. Like you have to like, like, is this like viable? Like, am I crazy for thinking this? And sometimes he's too confident in me, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was meant to do wine. As much as he tried to get away from being in the wine industry, his family's done it for centuries. I think he also came to the realization that this is what he's supposed to do. He's someone that works with his hands, like he's very like mechanically inclined. He likes the way that things move. And not that wine moves, but it's you're growing something, you're farming, you're crushing it. There's lots of equipment, you're putting it into the tanks, you're fermenting it, and the process to then create this final product, which is so much more than just a liquid in a bottle. It's the people behind it, it's the story, it's the tears and the love and the sweat that went into it that year, the difficulties. It all shines through in that end product. And he's a very creative person, so I think he's finally like coming to his destiny.
And there's something to be said for creating a legacy.
And I was going to say, I had an old team member who left where I work, and she gave me this plaque that I have on my desk. It says, "Oh, what a wonderful world it is when you have someone who believes in you."
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it makes me think of it. It's really important to have your partner be a cheerleader for you and to actually truly believe that you can do what you put your mind to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you imagine not having a cheerleader as a spouse? It would be so hard, right?
Yeah. And sometimes it gets fuzzy. I have some couples I see where, it comes across as not cheerleading, it's skepticism, or it looks like skepticism or doubt or, just disregard. But it can also just be like fear and insecurity and worry. Like, what if it doesn't work out and you're upset and I don't want you to feel bad? So you never know really what's underneath someone who may not be doing that.
I think we're so confident in the fact that regardless of what happens in our life, we have each other. Like there's no U-turns, there's no turning around, no take backs. Like this is it, and this is our forever. Regardless if we have the winery or not. If we lost everything the next day and we had to go get regular people jobs, like whatever, no problem. That's fine. That's not going to hinder our relationship. So it's very, I guess, intentional that we are together, and we don't forget that. It doesn't matter what's happening outside of us. We have each other, which actually sometimes I have noticed now because we've been together 8 years, I would say. Yeah, 8 years. So 5 years married this year, and then the pre-years. It's actually sometimes isolating having a good relationship or a very strong relationship. It's sometimes hard to come by. We have lots of friends and family, and we love them dearly, and it's not the same. Society, I think, is struggling as a whole in terms of like what is marriage, what is a good relationship, how do you properly support your partner. You don't have to even like what it is that they're doing, but do you support them, right? Like I'm not a car person, but he loves his car projects. Like it's, why wouldn't I support him in it? It doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah, but it's tough sometimes.
It is. And, the level of functioning is just harder for a lot of people right now. And so when you have lower capacity for yourself, obviously that's going to affect your relationship. Yeah. But then it's hard to know, like, what is a healthy relationship? Some people didn't grow up with that. So maybe they don't even know what it looks like.
So going back to my comment about romanticizing the business, I really admire the path you two are taking. What advice would you give other couples who may be thinking about starting their own business?
Good question. I would say be intentional about it, for sure.
Okay.
Have a strong relationship. If you guys aren't that strong, maybe take a year and become stronger, because the business will test it for sure. So it's definitely have a strong relationship or work on becoming stronger. Be intentional with it. Set your boundaries early. Define your roles. Define your expectations. and be ready for some brutally honest conversations.
And people talk about couples argue, like what Michelle, is like money the number one reason why people argue or couples argue?
I'd say it's top 5, but I wouldn't say it's number 1. But yeah.
But do you? And I don't need to get into your financials, but like, is that something that drives some of these issues? Is money become a talking point?
Sometimes, yeah. Like we're always talking about money. Yeah, definitely all the time. Like we would love to make more money. It's how do we maximize? Like how do we get more profit per barrel and stuff? How do we get more customers in the door? Like how do we sell more wine? That was actually the worst part about the winery is we love making wine. It turns out we're really bad at selling it. That's something that we both learned. We're like, that's the easy part. Selling it, no problem. Go to the restaurant, go to the liquor store, they'll buy it. No, that's not how that works. That's a whole other field. Yeah. Money definitely still does come up for sure, but it's not me versus him. It's us versus whatever the issue is. So it's just trying to keep that in mind all the time. And we kind of have the mindset where money comes and goes. If I have to go get another job because we're not pulling enough in from the winery, that's okay. I will do that. Like we both will do what it takes. Like he takes on little side projects and stuff. Like we're not afraid to make it in multiple different ways. Because we don't, just because the money's maybe not coming in directly from the winery doesn't mean that the winery is failing or anything. It doesn't mean the business is not viable. We're young. We're in crazy times right now. It's, you never know when a new tariff is going to come out. We're living in some of like the highest, economies, I guess. I'm obviously not a financial person. Like rent is expensive. Groceries are expensive. I can't be affording $9 heads of cauliflower. Like if we're feeling it, we know everyone else is feeling it. So it's kind of accepting that reality, but we're not afraid to make money in any way that we have to in order to keep going. So I think that kind of eliminates some of the discussions. One of us is very bad at spending, and that person's not here. I'm not afraid to admit he knows that too, though. It's like, it's fine, it'll come back.
Yeah, I mean, that's the key, right? The reason finances can be difficult in a relationship are if people have different values around money and different behaviors around money. But it doesn't mean it's insurmountable. It just requires some conversation.
It comes, it goes. It'll come back. And if it doesn't, then we'll figure it out from there. We definitely have learned not to stress too much about future problems that we don't even know exist yet and that we can't quite control. That was probably our biggest thing last year was we were so frustrated and worried and stressed about the future. And it's like, why are we so far? Why are we 6 months ahead when we're tackling now? Like what we do now is going to change that 6 months. So why are we even giving that energy? So it's learning to balance that as well too. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Maintaining perspective, reality checking yourself. These are all the things you're doing in that moment when you say that.
Checks.
Yeah.
That's a good advice for couples, not just businesses, but couples, right, Michelle?
And for individuals who find themselves with anxiety or a lot of worry and a lot of future thinking and, your brain starts to spiral.
Yep. Yeah, so sometimes it's been like 3 a.m. in the morning and I have major anxiety, major stress over something that's maybe going to be an issue in a few months from now. And it's like, why? Why am I not sleeping right now because of this?
And it's catastrophizing, right?
And just a reminder to people out there, your brain lies to you all the time. So,
What do you mean?
You have to reality check. You have to say, like, what the information coming to me from my brain isn't automatically accurate. I need to fact check.
Yes. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I wish we could just take our brains out, like just turn it off. Like, can we ever actually truly turn it off? I don't think so.
No. Don't judge me, Maddison. I don't drink alcohol and I'm not a wine drinker, but I love going to wineries. Just, it's like a treat for me. I don't get to do it. But just the ambiance, the nature, everything you talked about, the farming aspect, just enjoying life. To me, a winery is like, if you're at a winery, you are enjoying your life.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's the fun part about wineries too. Breweries are like that as well, where it's almost, I've noticed like a shift in drinking culture where it doesn't even matter if you have a good product. It's about the experience that you're offering. It's the food, the travel, the wine, the people you're with. It's the way you feel in that moment while you're drinking that product. It's just kind of a bonus that the wine is good as well, but it's definitely not what's driving consumers anymore. Is before you could just have good wine and people will show up. Now it's more about the experience. Yeah. And even if you don't drink, we have tons of people that come that don't drink because we have so much more for them to engage in. We also do a non-alcoholic wine as well too, which has been a really fun market to get into.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because I saw it on your website. How does the non-alcoholic sell versus the alcoholic?
Pretty dang good. It's probably about 40% of our sales is non-alcoholic.
Wow, I've never had non-alcoholic wine. Well, maybe in church. Yeah. Does that count? Yeah, I guess it does.
I would be hoping they give you the alcoholic stuff.
And your little grape juice boxes that you keep.
Yeah. No, the non-alcoholic wine has been, but that's what actually got into Walmart Canada, because we do have different liquor laws in the States. So Walmart out here can't sell wine, but they can sell non-alcoholic. But no, it has been a great market to tap into. We've gone across Canada with it, where it's really opened it up for us. Like we're in flower stores, grocery stores, like little, like, I don't know, convenience stores, artist store. Like it just has really opened up who we can sell to, which is fantastic. It's just building more relationships, and hopefully one day we can't even ship wine like across the border to like all the provinces in Canada. It's very archaic. But you know what? One day the government's going to slowly change their mind on that, and then we will, and we'll have all of these great relationships that we've already established from a different product. It's we also do coffee as well too. Just to kind of, it's like one of those little kind of fun little add-on things, right? We can be your morning drink, we can be your evening drink, we can be your not drinking drink.
And also just a plug to support small and medium businesses, and just the big business conglomerate is killing.
It is. It really, it's like we have so many grocery stores in British Columbia, and there's like 3 guys that own all of them. It's so silly. They're all branded slightly different. It's all the same stuff. It's like, why? Like I love going to those small local stores. They know you, they recognize you, they will bring something in for you if you're needing it, right? Like I constantly need goat milk on the farm. It's a little harder to find, but the small stores will bring it in for me. The big stores are like, no, whatever. Why would we
take what I give you?
Work? Yeah,
exactly. And they keep lowering the quality of things because they can get away with it.
Yes,
they don't care about that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of small business coffee stores, especially around here. And I prefer to support them versus, like you said, like a big corporate company. So
yes, like I am a winemaker. My husband's a winemaker. We're both the ones that are in the tasting room. Whereas like bigger wineries out here, you have to pay to see the winemaker. It's like this like big elusive thing. Like we're such like important people, and it's like, no, we're just very regular people. Like you see me at the grocery store, there's nothing that cool about it. But we're the ones in the tasting room. We're the ones giving you the wine. Like we're doing the checkout and stuff. My husband works in the kitchen more days than not as well too. So he's cooking you the food as well. We're just regular people. And I think it's nice to have that connection. Whereas sometimes it's marketed like you have to go to this big fancy lavish wine dinner and the winemaker's going to lecture you on something, and it's like, no, we're just all normal people here.
I don't think you can relate as a Canadian, but in the United States there's a lot of despair. And I think just feeling like another human being is trying to be kind to you, or is cares about whether or not you have a good time at the winery. And those are things, those are the intangible pieces that people are really desperate for these days.
Yes, which is crazy that we're losing that. It's
right.
Yeah, it's getting harder to find, and that's upsetting. Yeah.
Great talking to you, Maddison. I think we both appreciate getting your perspective about starting a small business, in this case, a winery, but also just how you and your husband are able to coexist and to co-manage not only the business, but your relationship. It's really, I think it's inspiring in so many ways.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I hope so.
A lot of wisdom.
I hope that we could, you know what, we've been slaving away for the last 6 years. So like, I hope I can take what I've learned and pass it on to someone. And if I can make someone else just even one day easier for them, or they have like an aha moment, or they can take something that I've said that will benefit them. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. That is truly what it's all about.
You should write a book, the parallels between winemaking and lovemaking, or whatever that looks like.
Yes, absolutely. No, totally. It's for sure. That's actually, I like that. That's a good one. Okay.
You can totally take it.
Yeah. But also what I like the most is the acknowledgement that you've been working at it. You're not like, oh, we're just naturally perfect people with a perfect relationship. Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't want to watch workout videos with someone who has a perfect body. Honestly.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't think you have to work at it the way I would have to work at it. So I don't trust you.
Exactly.
So I like to see that someone has like put the work in themselves and they're coming from a place of lived experience of like, this was hard and I worked on this.
Therapy is a good word. Everyone should be in therapy. Even if you don't think you should be in therapy, go in therapy. It's good.
Yes.
But therapy comes in all different sorts of ways too. It doesn't have to be sitting with someone specifically. But yeah, therapy.
Well, they say nature bathing is a form of therapy, and you have it every day.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I am going to need you to send me a piglet. Just mail that piglet straight to me and it'll be good.
Maddison Violet is the winemaker at Violet Winery and Farm in Summerland, British Columbia. And it's violetacres.ca. So VEOHLAYACRES, violetacres.ca. I think I need a drink after that conversation. A nice glass of wine.
Happy. Yeah, I know. The whole experience of wineries and farming, and like if you can go somewhere and commune with nature and just enjoy yourself, we don't do that enough.
I've never had a bad experience at a winery, so it seems like every time we go, it's always fantastic. I mean, sometimes there's crowds, but and sometimes the wine maybe not be as good as you hope. But at the end of the day, they're all great. Hearing Maddison talk about that experience, from forming it to now is, like I said, it's so inspiring.
Yeah, and the way that she described how she and her husband navigate it, I think there was so much wisdom there, so many lessons people can take away.
Yeah.
Just a lot of healthy relationship dynamics through the way she says they talk through things.
Yeah.
I was really impressed.
It's got to be hard to walk that fine line. You're balancing work and personal. There's no gray area. It's like she's always living in that world where you're talking about work. And most couples don't have that, right? They have their work and they have their personal separate, but these two, they don't have that opportunity. So that's a real balancing act. And I would imagine, especially in your practice, that probably comes up a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think what she said was key. Have a strong relationship before you go into that.
Mm-hmm.
If you can control the timing of when you're going to work together. I think a lot of couples, what I come across a lot in my practice, because I'm in LA, is, a lot of people in the entertainment industry that are, either working from home together or, they work on projects together. And it's a very common theme where there's a lot more communication and care that needs to be taken to coordinate life. And to intentionally set boundaries. It's such a hard thing to do. I hate when people are like, oh yeah, the key to relationships is better communication. And it is. And yet it's not enough to talk about it in generalities. It's very hard on a day-to-day basis to balance those things if you're working together.
Yeah. And just because you have good communication doesn't necessarily mean you don't have stress. Right? You're still going to have stress.
You have to assume you're going to have stress. That's got to be part of the equation, is how are we going to deal with our stress? Not, how do we avoid the stress, or how do we hope that stress won't come up?
I mean, I brought up the idea of finances only because I know that's a big stressor for a lot of couples. Compound that with when you're now working with your partner, and it seems like one of your main goals is to profit. Profiting is it's what's keeping you afloat. So of course it's going to come up. I mean, how do couples manage that, especially when you have such high stakes, like money?
And when finances are challenging and like you're living paycheck to paycheck or your income is unpredictable, it's such a baseline stressor. You can't get away from it. It's a part of your life, a part of your mental load every day. Like, how am I going to make ends meet? And so that decreases your bandwidth to, engage thoughtfully with other human beings and take care of yourself. So it's one of those themes that has a really impactful consequence to your relationship and to your mental health. I think something that's great about what Maddison said is they're so busy 24/7 running a winery, working together. And yet she, for the past couple of years, has been trying to have some personal growth. And what a gift that is she's giving to herself to carve out whatever time she can to honor that and to try and grow as a person amidst all the stress.
Yeah.
So many people put that off. They're like, now's not a good time. I can't take care of myself or I can't address the issues I have. Now's not a good time.
Yeah.
And you think the more you put that off, the longer you're prolonging your suffering, really. So her commitment to trying to grow personally amidst what she's handling in her life logistically is very commendable.
And the fact that they cut back to 4 days a week. Why? It was for their own mental health, which I think that says a lot about not only prioritizing that, but, big picture. We're in this for the long game. Let's pace ourselves. Okay. This is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah. And you have to imagine staying open 7 days a week is you don't want to lose business. You're just starting out. You're trying to, you do want profit. So you're like, oh, I don't want to miss out on any business that could happen. But then you realize the whole business model of most professional entities is like 9 to 5. Like banks have gotten away with being only open 9 to 5 for their entire existence. And it's like, do people need a bank past 5 p.m.? Yes, they absolutely do. But I just think we make assumptions that like we need to expand our availability. Be available. People do it all the time with work. Oh gosh, I have to be available to answer an email at 10 p.m. Right. No, you absolutely do not.
That's the trap that small business owners fall into, is that they try to be available 24/7, and it's not possible, and they've got to take some mental breaks, which it sounds like Maddison and Laurent are doing that.
You know that one of my life goals is to do a very thorough tour of Canada. I don't know if you knew that about me. That's on my bucket list. So now I get to add this stop. I think, the four of us should go to British Columbia.
I love Canada. I've been to Vancouver many times. Love that area. It's beautiful.
That's on my bucket list. Yeah, I mean, being a Michiganian, whatever term you prefer, very familiar with Ontario, Toronto, that area, Stratford. But
beautiful country. Yeah, it's so pretty up there. Yeah, and they're so nice. And Maddison is a perfect example. Such great people.
Yeah, such a great energy.
Again, you meet these people and you just hear about their lives, and it's so enriching and inspiring to see other people living their dreams, or at least they're taking this journey that is unique.
And I think something she said to us that probably was before we started recording, but it really resonated, is just when she goes out and talks to people like we do on the show, you realize just how much we all can relate to each other's experiences, even if the content of the experience is different. The feelings and the kind of the mental piece, there's so much overlap between what we all go through and the human experience.
Well, we want to hear more human experiences on this podcast, don't we? So
great segue.
If you're listening to this, please reach out to us at unrelatingpodcast@gmail.com. Cheers. Cling.
If you're struggling with family, friends, or just life in general,
in a bad relationship and wondering what to do,
or you want a relationship and to set yourself up for success,
then we want to talk to you. So make your appointment on Unrelating.
To be a guest, ask a question, or recommend a topic, drop us an email at theunrelatingpodcast@gmail.com.
And be sure to follow us on Instagram and YouTube.